up against Thanos, the finger-snapping team here. Both these teams looking for their spot in the top 32 bracket here today.
Yeah, we started off really good today in the group stages. We had 2 bangers, that last one going the full distance. And can this game live up to the same hype? Off the bat, I'm already pretty excited because I think that's a Viper pick already
Oh my
locked in.
goodness. Yeah, it is a Viper pick on Bind. Now, that is something I'm going to have to take some time to think about. I'm going to need a little education on that one because that's certainly not a place I would have expected Viper to pop up. But now as I rack my brain through the Viper archives, as limited as they may be, I do believe the last time I saw Viper was on Bind. So it's really exciting to see this very niche pick, this very niche agent finding ways to be viable on various destinations around this game of Valorant.
Yeah, I think that it's not like the Viper map. It's not your icebox. It's not your split that everyone's like, okay, that's kind of a map where, yeah, she can work. But I think she's really powerful on Bind. Every time her wall goes through a TP, it doubles its distance. So you can span the entire map with just that one wall. And there's a lot of one-way potential, and also, just like on any map, her post-plant potential always so strong. Those 2 snake bites combo out for 14 seconds of denial. Well, her ult, probably not the best in the game. Putting it in, say, showers or just on long B, like these places that are always going to be fought for on Bind, could be really impactful. So I'm excited to see how they bring her out today.
Absolutely. And as we get into the closing stages of the group stage, I do want to once more remind you guys about the Red Bull Campus Clutch coming up here soon. Global 5v5 Valorant tournament open to university students from over 50 countries. This competition bringing players of all skill levels to team up, represent their campus, and compete on the world stage. If that's something that strikes your fancy, be sure to head on over to redbullcampusclutch.com to get your team signed up now. We are here, game 3 of the group stage. As a Evil Cat said, we have had 2 bangers of group stage matches before this. We hope we are in for a third. It's going to be Carno for Illuzion Gaming on the defending side. Getting the action started. Takes down Bond on the jet there. Thanos already suffering early losses here. They've put nearly all of their eggs in the B basket, save for one member over there towards Showers on the opposite side of the map. And to their credit, Illuzion Gaming haven't pulled the trigger on a full rotate quite as yet, but they may want to reconsider that now as the intel revealing the advances of Thanos here onto the B side of the map. Clock ticking down to just under a minute now. Papa Cole holding it down for Illuzion Gaming here in box. Finds a big snipe onto Cringe Joy. That is the second death here for Thanos, suffering heavy early losses, but there is a flank in the cards. Frizzy on the backside. Oh, spotted out by Papa Cole, but still winning out the duel. 91 HP remaining for Frizzy, and Thanos, well, they've suffered some early losses, but they've been clever about how they've moved around the map here.
Yeah, Illuzion doesn't know where this is going to finish. They find one player, but still, the remainder are unknown quantities. Frizzy retreats from his aggressive position, grabs the orb on his way out, and they'll head towards A, which is actually a perfect call. Oh no! He went a second too soon. That Raze was about to leave, about to teleport out, but now they're going to be met with resistance, courtesy of Bandito. One way up, coming straight through into the welcoming arms, and with 10 seconds left, he has to push out. He has to take this fight, but at this point, nothing left he can really do. He'll find that frag, but nothing more to come of it. Illuzion, they find the pistol, and early on that Viper already paying off. What I love to see was that, like I brought up, the wall through the teleporter, but what they did there was they teleported the Cypher through early, had someone playing a crossfire in hookah, and then they had a Cypher cam up above. So the second there was anyone showing presence, they'd get pinged with the Cypher cam, and then there was a spam to follow up from both players swinging out behind the wall. So really great creative utilization for Toxins early on, and it will be the buy-in for Illuzion.
Illuzion already showing some really exciting stuff, as you said, with that Viper usage, already showing some big brain plays there, but also dealing with Thanos. Thanos were very clever about how they went around that pistol round, but Illuzion Gaming stuck to their guns, found the win. Can they find the win once more? They are in the face of a Thanos save round, but they are being brought to the brink healer. The kills go 2 for 2. Thanos suffering once again big damage, but they've been able to deal some damage of their own. So Thanos, the remaining 2 members down to the red. Only 30 HP remaining for Frizzy here. See if they can find a couple more consolation kills. But already, like you touched upon, the Viper here for Illuzion Gaming completely locking Thanos out of any of the game plans they may have desired. You can see Frizzy suffering even more damage there, maybe suffering the end of their fates. But no! Frizzy popping the head off of Carno. That's a 2v2 now, and Cringejoy. Oh, Cringejoy was so sneaky there. Does open the door here for Frizzy to move about the map. Still 35 seconds remaining on the clock, and no one on the A site for Illuzion Gaming. Can Frizzy sneak away with a little bit of a spike plant here? The answer so far, a resounding yes. There is no resistance to speak of here for Frizzy. Pushing forward. Illuzion Gaming, they've played this one so smartly up until this point. This blind spot serving them a bit of a problem here. As the clock ticks down, they will be able to hear that spike plant. And now Illuzion Gaming, the retake is in full swing, and Harune cleans it up. And so Illuzion Gaming, they have been asked some tough questions here from Thanos, but so far Illuzion Gaming have had the cheat sheet ready to go.
Yeah, IG's off to a really good start here, but I like that round from Thanos. The way that they were able to kind of hold on tight, still kind of look for that early picks, and once they get in the situations where they have kind of screwed up the positioning of Illuzion, backed them away from their default holds, they work really well in that. They don't get overly greedy, they don't greed for spike plants, and they try and outbrain. It doesn't always work out, as we saw last round, but I still like that kind of disciplined, not just kind of the pubby run and gun style we see from a lot of teams earlier in these group stages.
We have seen a fair bit of run and gun, and sometimes to great effect, sometimes to no effect. And so far, Thanos, as you said, showing a level of polish a bit ahead of that. We'll see if that continues now into their first full buy of the match. And now with it comes a coordinated execute. Both of the recon abilities here, 2 drones going forward, the Roomba and the Owl, making big indents here for the attackers, but can they keep the hold of their territory? So far, the answer is no. The attackers suffering the heavier of the damage here to start this round off. Thanos will be able to get the spike down and crit, evens the numbers game there, taking down Harune. Can crit find yet more damage here, brought down to 29 HP. Papa Cole on the backside, and Bandito with the paint shells, putting crit in between a rock and a hard place with only 29 HP remaining. I don't think there's much in it here for crit as the defuse comes through. Illuzion Gaming 3 in a row. IG coming out with a big statement here to close out the group stage.
Daze really won that round for him. He had the paranoia in elbow, had a great paranoia for 2. He swung out with the help of his teammate. They picked up those frags, recovered the weapons, and it was just a snowball from then on out. I think that Illuzion Gaming, or sorry, rather, the side of Thanos, they looked good to kind of play slow. This time they went very aggressive into that B site, and unfortunately it just didn't work out. Now, as we look forwards, the buy that they're going to be able to pull out, it's all right. They have a couple rifles on the table, a couple upgraded weapons as well. They'll have to work in against the Viper, holding down the fort here at A.
Oh, Frizzy with the showstopper, double satchels forward. Oh, that is a point-blank showstopper, but Bond gets the job done before the showstopper has a chance to make a statement. Oh. Bond effectively shuts down 2 showstoppers with that judge. So the verdict coming in from Bond finding the members of Illuzion Gaming very guilty, leaves Thanos with that A site control, but Carno now on the backside, has their Omen in tow as well. This is a big pinch from Illuzion Gaming, and Thanos look near powerless to try and stop them. It's just Bond trying to play the role of hero, brought so low, gets their head taken off. It's Daze picking up the big headshot onto Bond, and IG, goodness gracious, 4 rounds in a row.
Yeah, what a good response from them. They're continuing to build this momentum into the defensive half, and again, it was a really great retake potential. We've seen 3 rounds in a row where they've won it just off of defusing the spike because they're so good at working back in as a team. What I'm interested to see, though, is how are they going to be able to kind of counter back for Thanos? They have good comp for the post plant. They have the Silver, they have the Raze, they have the Killjoy, but they've never been able to find themselves in a position to use that utility. They're always flushed away too quickly. So I think it needs to come down to them taking the fights earlier, finding that advantage before the spike goes down, put them in a better position. Like we talked about in the pre-show, here comes the Viper's Pit into showers.
Rune sitting in the midst of these gases here. Frizzy, though, takes down the gas emitter. That is Harune. Now Thanos with their first, or one of their first opening kills of the match. And that's going to open the door for that Hunter's Fury coming out from IG, trying to clear out that showers area. Won't land any shots there. Thanos with this numbers advantage, being careful not to give it away. Daze holding down lamps, sends out the paranoia, and here comes the peak as well, but that cloudburst served Bond well, but not well enough. Daze takes down Bond. Bandito takes down Frizzy, and what had a promising start for Thanos, we are being quickly reminded is just a save round. See if Thanos can find any more economic damage to inflict upon IG. 40 seconds remaining here. Thanos very much stuck in the middle of the map.
Yeah, they're really locked out here. Crit has found his one Vandal, his one kind of saving grace, spots out a player at triple. But the thing is, they don't have to take fights at this point. Illusion, they're very disciplined to just tuck in. Yeah, there's a little jiggle coming out, but nothing has yet come of it. Now they have to execute out into A. Daze is holding it down. It's a crossfire with Bandito to mop it up very cleanly. The only blemish on that record was the Viper falling in showers. And honestly there, I feel like the Viper's Pit hindered him more than it did any help, because it allowed for the Raze of Frizzy to sneak into a corner that Haroon was just not expecting. And despite that early loss, it's still Illusion, 5-0.
Absolutely, and this is a similar start to what we saw in Game 2 of the group stages with Prospects and No Shot. Prospects building up that early lead that was eventually, that No Shot eventually put a stop to. That's what we're looking to see here from Thanos. We need to now see the turning point here for them. This will be a prime opportunity for them, and they're quickly running out of these opportunities. Got rifles, they've got some bigger guns in the pocket ready to go here. Bond holding on to that judge there. He's gonna have to get up and close and personal. Here comes the push. Bond goes up and over, mows down Carno. Frizzy takes down Papa Cole. This is the perfect start here for Thanos in this round. Crinjoy wins out over Daze as the spike goes down. The lockdown goes down as well here for Thanos to further cement this position. And Illusion Gaming now just with 2 members remaining. Not a lot of hope. Harune, though, on the backside has already found 1 kill. See if they can find any more. The lockdown has run its course now. Illusion Gaming free to move about the terminal. See if they can find any angles here. Thanos just holding down, but Frizzy peeks maybe a bit too soon, and Bandito picks up the double kill. Bandito satchels onto sight, loses out to Bond. Now a 1v2 here for Harune as the clock ticks down. Thanos playing the sight perfectly. Bond picks up the triple kill. Thanos put their foot down, stop the bleeding.
It was a rough one there. They lost a lot of members of the team, but regardless of how rough it will still be Thanos holding on, pulling back the first round in this half for them. But look, Dilly, they still don't have an economy built up. If they do lose this round, or even the one after that, they'll be reset, and Illusion will still be looking pretty. Question is, can they double down? Can they keep going the rounds they've picked up here? What that round came down to was really just they got some early picks. They opened things up, won some gunfights, but it looks like it's Illusion going aggressive very quickly with the showstopper, but it doesn't connect. A dash away, and Haroon in showers is taken care of. Well, this is quickly falling apart for Illusion.
Oh, wow. And this is a really big test for both of these teams. Thanos showed their mental fortitude to drop 5 rounds and still find the wherewithal to pick up that first round. And that was an important step forward for them. And now Illusion Gaming have a test on their hands, a test to which so far they've only had wrong answers. Illusion Gaming need to find a way to not let this game slip out of their hands. They still, of course, have a stark advantage, but so far, Thanos looking a little crispier now in these last couple of rounds. Get the spike down on B once more, and once again have a stark numbers advantage going into this post-plant situation. Bandito more than revealed by the recon bolt, fully visible to the side of Thanos now. Daze sneaking up through elbow, may have gone undetected right now. Oh, Bond though, pushed up closely. Bond picks up the kill onto Papa Cole as Cringe Joy mops up the floor. Thanos make it 2 rounds in a row. And as you said before this round got started, Illuzion Gaming have the bank available, but look at that, it is quickly dwindling away.
Yeah, that reserve starts to drain away, but that's a different Thanos than what we were seeing early on. The B site might just be the crux for them to hold on. And part of the reason they've found success here so often is because Carno, I feel like his setup has been read into, and he hasn't really been changing it too much. Consistently, there's the trip over there. He normally does one towards long as well, and it feels like they're very easily able to avoid that, to contend with his utility and take him out. Now, Illuzion Gaming, they're in a position where they want to reply soon. They don't want to let this advantage that they garnered spiral away.
Here comes Frizzy on the double satchel once more with the showstopper. Won't find any, oh my gosh, recipients this time. I feared for a moment there. I thought we may have had a close coming together, but it's Thanos calmly getting the spike down onto A side now in a 5v5 post-plant situation. Bandito sends out the Roomba to no avail, but knows there's at least one member there in Lamps. So Illuzion Gaming get themselves set up. Bandito with that satchel, trying to find a little bit of extra acceleration. Here comes the retake, here comes Bandito, here comes Illuzion Gaming. Oh my goodness, storming through the A site. They did not find a single obstacle in the way. They simply kicked down the door and set up shot. Illuzion Gaming flawlessly get themselves their 6th round on the board.
The entire team of Thanos did not land one shot that round. Every single player at full HP as they completely flawlessly pick up that A execute. This A site hold with the help of Viper has been so pivotal because Illuzion plays perfectly around that wall, darting in and out, using the wall bangs with the Sova utility. It's very well set up, but their B defense has been a bit more of a stickler. They struggled over here. But now, Thanos, they still have money, but this is kind of their last chance to keep building into this round now.
Absolutely, Thanos. They had found some much needed momentum under their feet, but now it's quickly slipping away. They need to make these 3 ultimates count, but that is not how it gets started. Bandito sneakily in the dark cover takes down Slam, and Thanos once again at a disadvantage here. Bond did find a fair bit of damage there with that winged operator shot. It's the Hunter's Fury from Cringe Joy trying to finish the job, but Illuzion Gaming rather, sneakily dip, duck, and dodging their way away from the abilities of Thanos, and Thanos really going to rely on Frizzy here in this advanced position to try and make something happen here for the attackers. The spike tentatively going down on A site is now Illuzion Gaming closing in. Can Frizzy keep the play alive here? Cringe Joy trading 1 for 1 there as Crit gets taken out by Carno. 4v3 favoring the defenders, make it 4v2 as Haroon up top takes down Bond, but Cringe Joy finds the trade onto Haroon. Now 3v2, here comes Illuzion Gaming, here comes Thanos mowing down 2 members of Illuzion Gaming. Now a 2v1 Cringe Joy. Oh, Cringe Joy, you have to imagine if maybe there was a bit more HP in it for Cringe Joy, maybe there was a bit more hope in it, but as it stands, Illuzion Gaming securing their lead here in the first half.
Yeah, look at where all the bodies died for the side of Thanos. One pushed up into A, one in showers. Everyone was fighting in very advanced positions, and they were losing out on those duels. And the thing is, in a post-plant, I brought it up earlier, but look at the agents they have. Sova, Raze, Killjoy, Omen. That's 4 pieces of utility, 4 agents that have utility. They can help you to stop a spike defusal. But instead, they decided to stand their ground and to fight. And in that, Illuzion Gaming, they used the Viper wall, again, to work around it, find the frags, and isolate the duels, and they won all of them. I think that Thanos, once they get into the position of the postman, they need to play a little more passive. Before that, they need to play a little more aggressive. They need to either be taking the fights or committing to not, instead of kind of sitting in this middle ground that just isn't working.
Thanos now, what looked promising here, has quickly fallen apart. And Illuzion Gaming, who had a bankroll that was at one point dwindling, has now gotten themselves set up for the rest of this half, barring any heroics here from Bond with this Blade Storm in hand. But Thanos having having a tough time getting through the coordination that IG have brought to the table here in this Hunter's Fury. Oh, it's gonna find Bond. Oh my goodness, Bond simply did not have a say in the matter, getting taken down by the defense. Daze catches Cringe Joy jumping right out of death window. And again, Thanos in this stark numbers disadvantage, desperately trying to claw some sort of victory away from this round. They will at least get themselves some sort of territory here onto A site, but not much else in it for them. Illuzion Gaming have showed really strong coordination, really stark preparation across the map with their positioning, and it just goes to show in that flawless win here for Illuzion Gaming, getting themselves up 8-2 here in the first half.
That felt like a miscommunication from Thanos. We had, what's his name? Bond, sorry, the Japanese character Jet there. He dived in on his own practically. There was no support. And then Cringe Joy came in after, like 3 seconds after. Like, it was just so disjointed. It feels like maybe the comms on Thanos are starting to falter a little bit because a couple mistakes have been made that could have been preventable. Now, this scoreline is looking scarier and scarier. Thanos, they need a solution here very quickly if they want that kind of favorable 8-4 half. Because I think on Bind, looking at a 5-7-8-4, that's kind of what you want as an attacker. Thus far, hasn't been looking likely. Arno, though, has a chance for some frags, peeks out. The first one found great paranoia for 2. That's the spike down 2, Dilly.
That is the team play we were talking about here for Illuzion. It has been the difference maker here for the defenders. This coordination, the comms coming in clutch for Illuzion Gaming. And specifically in terms of the Valorant Sunday Showdown, there's been a lot of discussion of what kind of team is the most successful kind of team here in the VSS, as you see Bandito further dealing damage. What kind of team is the most successful team? With the success of Pugstars recently taking the back-to-back-to-back wins, 3-time champs Pugstars were, the discussion started to revolve on maybe it is a Puggier style team that's needed to kind of kick down the door, catch teams off guard, and really make a difference in these brackets. But this is a team like Illuzion Gaming who are showing that is not always something you can rely on. You can't always rely on that individualistic talent to carry through. It takes coordination, it takes team play, and Illuzion Gaming making an example out of Thanos here in the first half.
Yeah, and you bring up that sometimes gun skill isn't everything, and that's really the story here. I mean, Thanos, they have crit, they have some of these players that we've seen before that are really good fraggers that have made it far in VSS, but the thing is that their team play is just kind of paling in comparison to some of the coordination Illuzion is showing, and they're not out of it yet, but if they can't get at least 3 rounds on this attacker side, it's going to be looking very grim.
I specifically really like that crosshair there for Cringe Joy. That's a nice crosshair. The circle crosshair. Definitely have a lot of belief in that crosshair personally from my own point of view. Thanos here in a 4v5 for the last round of the half here. This round basically just needs to give them a little bit of space going into the second half. They need that little bit of extra cushion going into what very well could be a difficult second half, as it's been a difficult first half. Oh, and things just keep getting harder here. Thanos unable to find the trades here. The kills going 2 for 1, favoring Illuzion Gaming, and that is the spike knocked down onto A site. 2 members of Thanos remaining, but Crit has that lockdown rolling. Crit now the lone attacker remaining. Crit on the double kill. Oh, Crit with that flick close to the triple kill, but Illuzion Gaming coming up big here in the first half to close out the group stage. Game 3 of the group stage here in the Valorant Sunday Showdown. Illuzion Gaming getting themselves onto double digits to start off the second half.
Yeah, they look indomitable thus far, and another kind of hallmark of their kind of some of the coordination, some of the comms. If you saw in that round, I wish we could go back and look at it again, because Haruni he placed a snake bite onto default plant as soon as they heard the execution, and then we saw that Cringe Joy, or I'm sorry, Papa Cole rather, the other Sova, he had a lineup to shock dart that exact position. If there had been a player trying to plant there, damage would have been doubled. They would have been one shot by the shock dart. There's just so many of these preset plays that show that this team is ready to bring it here. And Thanos, they're not gone just yet, but I think it really does have to start here if they want a chance to continue this group stage run.
Absolutely. And one thing we may have understated as well is the impact of this Viper coming out from Illusion Gaming. Haroon has been so dangerous with it, and I think the reason it's been kind of understated is because it's so well prepared. Illusion Gaming don't look like they're trying to figure anything out with the Viper. Doesn't look like they're trying to try anything new. This is a set game plan from Illusion Gaming coming through with this Viper, very much integrated into the agent composition, integrated into the executions of this is how we're using this kit to further our plans to get our own real estate, and you can see it paying off in spades here. But Crit still has some talking to do, takes down Bandito. That's the opening kill of the round, as now the kills start going back and forth, 2 for 2, make it 2 for 3, make it 3 for 3 here. Days on the double kill, pushing through showers for the attackers. Can Illusion Gaming continue to press the issue here in the second half? Carno on the backside watches Days get taken out by the paint shell, and now Carno, getting the work done with the Ghost, doesn't find the kill, gets taken out, and that was a much needed start here for Thanos in the second half.
Much needed is the operative situation for them, up to 3 now. They do have the buy-in for the conversion. There's no reason for Illusion to invest anything here. They have 7 rounds that they can throw if they really want to, and they'll still be in a place where they sit pretty advantaged. But what they can't afford to do is let the momentum slip away. Now, at least for the time being, Thanos can be feeling fairly safe, but I'm a little interested in this defensive setup. We see that they're going 3 towards long, which is an aggressive B play, but will they continue with this later into the game?
Be interesting to see how the defense starts to take shape here for Thanos as Illusion Gaming. All eggs in the A basket. Here comes the push. Slam already taking a fair bit of damage. Slam pays dearly for that positioning. Crit now trying to find some revenge, trying to find some retribution as the spike goes down. Bond on this flank on the backside takes down Harune. Harune was able at least to find some damage, and Illusion Gaming keeping it competitive despite the save round here. Frizzy now pushing forward, gets the mow down on Carno. Crit closes out Bandito, and that very much looks to be a second round in a row for Thanos. Thanos continuing here to weather the storm, but now here comes the big hurricane, the big tsunami. Illusion Gaming will be on the full buy in this upcoming round. If Thanos can survive that full buy, if they can pick up this bonus round, that is a very bright future ahead for the finger-snapping Thanos.
Yeah, that is the one road that they have to redemption here, to come back into it, and this will be one of the biggest hurdles they have to face. I want to talk about how aggressive they went there, because that may well have won them the round. We saw Harune, he was playing far back in a position that I think that's where one of the Viper lineups come from. They denied him using that post-plant utility. They denied the same of the Sova. They basically shut down the opportunities for that post-plant that's going to be very strong. And Thanos will have to do that consistently if they find themselves again in a post-plant.
Oh, Bandito pressing the throttle here. Full metal to the pedal here. Bandito pushing forward on the double kill now. Double satchels their way out onto site. This is firm site control here for Illusion Gaming. Thanos now scrambling to get into position, but they are so spread out across the map. There's only 3 members remaining. There is the teleport push from the other 2 members of Thanos here. Slam pushing forward, just the classic. Don't expect Slam to win that one out. Carno mows down 2 defenders, and it's just Frizzy remaining now. I think Frizzy is going to go lurking a bit for a bit of a consolation prize, but Illusion Gaming now, with that first full buy of the half, get themselves 2 rounds away from dealing the deadly blow here to Thanos in this final game of the group stages.
Yeah, Illusion, they kept it flawless as well. This means that economy will keep building, and possibly the momentum as well. If we look towards the scoreboard, Bandito has had he's been a huge factor in this game thus far. We saw him with the double entry just then, but he was doing work on their defensive side as well. And so too is Carno on the Cypher. He did a lot on that defensive half, and I'm wondering if we're going to see him fill into a lurking role or kind of continue just on these main pushes with the team. Now for Thanos, this is pretty much the last chance here, Dilla. They have to pick this up with this kind of scrappy buy, or else they're up against match point with 8 rounds separating the teams.
Absolutely. It is do or die time here for Thanos as the group stage wanes towards a close here. Thanos now just 2 rounds away from giving away this final match here to Illuzion Gaming. Can they keep their tournament hopes alive? Bandito stealing those hopes away from the defenders on this push. Carno taking down Bond. Bond maybe foolhardily pushing forward. Up Belong there, losing out, and Daze takes down Cringejoy. It is all falling apart here for Thanos in this 16th round. Hard to see a reality where they somehow secure this one, but Crit has not given up yet. Crit takes down Bandito. Crit very much the foundation for this Thanos squad to continue building upon, but Illuzion Gaming here with full map control, full site control of both sites practically. Crit just hiding away in this back corner, doesn't even really know where the play is going to be. The spike has made its way on over towards the A site, and Papa Cole takes down Slam. It's all Illuzion on the A site. Crit here just takes down Carno. Crit has been so dangerous now on the double kill here for this round, but it's going to have to be an ace here for Crit to steal this round for Thanos.
Yeah, a very large improbability. He has the Killjoy lockdown if he wants to use it, but it can also be nullified by a Hunter's Fury. So this is going to be very, very hard. Thus far this round, Illuzion Gaming, they've done so well to play the brain games, even when they're in advantage. We saw there that they didn't greed for the plant. They played back. They played the rotation game. They baited out the last 2 players, and the only time they planted was when they had full information, full control. And full control has been the story of this game thus far. They have barely lost any rounds, and so many of them have been incredibly divisive.
Divisive indeed here. Illuzion Gaming now onto match point off the back of some spectacular performances from Bandito and Carno. Up at the top, both vying for that MVP honor. It will be a difficult calculation, I'm sure, at the end of the game to try and separate those two. And now Illuzion Gaming just 1 round away from a clean break into the top 32. And you have to say, from all aspects of the game so far for IG, very well-deserved break into the top 32.
Yeah, looking really good for them thus far. Now this is the final test of Illuzion. Can they close this out cleanly? There is the Blaze Storm for Bond, but he might just get flushed out by the utility here. Paranoia is up, and he's forced all the way away. A showstopper for 1 onto Crit. Now they're trying to send their way into sight. The remainder of the defenders are cordoned off by that Viper wall. And they don't even have to commit here, Dilly. They can chill out. They can step back because they hold every advantage.
Absolutely. Illuzion Gaming understanding they are firmly in the driver's seat, and they are just adjusting the AC, setting cruise control just so. Illuzion Gaming cruising to a victory here. Thanos with 2 members remaining try and stop them as Harune furthers the fortification onto that spike plant. Frizzy pushing up A long, has to make it quick as there are defenders closing in from all sides. IG, looking for the backstab to send Thanos home. Carno takes down Frizzy. Just 1 remaining here for Thanos. It's Cringejoy. Cringejoy cannot get it done. It is Illuzion Gaming winning out on Bind 13-4, moving into the top 32 of the Valorant Sunday Showdown.
Yeah, we started off with 2 really good games, so I guess our luck was kind of coming for us with one that was a little bit more one-sided. But I think despite the fact that that was one-sided, it still told us a lot about Illuzion. It wasn't just them running it down, gunning it down, and being better aimers. They had really good strategies. They played around their kind of unorthodox Viper pick very well, and clearly it's paid off in dividends as they move on to the top 32.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great point as well, as that was a very great insight into what Illuzion Gaming is bringing to the table, especially when a team like this comes across again, to use this term, a puggier team, a more aggressive team. That's when IG need to default back to their game plan. They need to just stick to what they know works, because Thanos, we're certainly going to be throwing everything at them, putting anything onto the table to see what looked nice. And what looked nice? Well, that was Bandito on the top of the leaderboard, 21, 9-8, 356 combat score. That is in the stratosphere for Bandito. It was certainly a tight race at the top with Bandito and Carno both coming in very big for IG, and I'm very excited to see what's next for that roster.
Yeah, really excited to see what they can do coming through. And like you said, it wasn't just Bandito. Everyone else was up around him. Carno practically tying the odds, just
Yeah,
being
oh
scraped
my
down by
goodness.
just a little bit. And the rest of the team doing great work too. I don't think that was a terrible showing from Thanos. I think that they had some good plays. They had some good individual moments, but they couldn't play as well as a team as we saw out from Illusion. And that synergy is can really just be everything in Valorant.
Absolutely. It is the tactics coming in clutch and the tactical shooter. Who would have guessed it? Certainly not us. And that is going to do it here for us in the group stage of the Valorant Sunday Showdown. We have lots more Valorant action headed your way, but sadly for us, we must say farewell to our dear friend A Evil Cat. A Evil Cat, anything you'd like to say for the friends at home watching us here today?
I don't know. I think just I'm glad I got to start things off here for me at least at VSS with some really good games, and I'm excited to see what we can see for the rest of the night and for the weeks to come. So I think good things only up and up from here. But like you mentioned, that's it for the group stages, and they'll be tossing on over to the round of 34 shortly.
Absolutely. Will do. And be sure to go on and give her a follow. Ooh, this side, right on over there. Definitely be hitting up Twitter at AEvilCat while you have time here. We are going to take a short few minute break and we will be right back with the top 32, week number 47 of the Valorant Sunday Showdown. Stick around because you definitely don't want to miss it.